Miss Ellis here. This week we are learning all about multiplicative comparisons. And that phrase makes it sound really tricky, but really all you're doing is comparing numbers through multiplication. So last year in third grade, you did a lot with multiplication and division fact families. And so if you know those multiplication facts, then it's gonna make this a lot easier. So today we're going to work through a problem so that hopefully you understand it a little bit better by the end of our lesson today. So today we're thinking through multiplicative comparisons, and I'm going to start by giving you a problem. So it says Addie has 6 times as many beads as Hayden. Together they have 35 beads. How many beads does Addie have? So step 1 is we're going to label our problem. So when you label your problem, you're thinking about who or what are you comparing? Well, in our question here, we're comparing how many beads Addie has, so Addie's beads, and Hayden's beads. We're trying to figure out how much they have by comparing their amount of beads. So once we've labeled it with Addie's beads and Hayden's beads, we're going to go to step 2. And that's to draw it. You gotta think who has more and draw your boxes. This is a really important step because it helps you visualize the problem. Okay, so when you're doing multiplicative comparisons and you're solving a problem using that multiplicative comparison, I want you to draw a box, and this is how you do it. Okay, we have Addie and we have Hayden. We've already labeled those names, right? We know that Addie has 6 times as many beads as Hayden. So all that means is that because she has 6 times as many, Addie gets 6 boxes. So I drew 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes. And if Addie has 6 boxes, Hayden just gets 1 because Addie has 6 times more than Hayden. So Hayden needs 1 box and Addie needs those 6. Okay, whatever number is here for 6 times as many is going to be how many boxes you draw. So I wrote Addie has 6 times as many, so she gets 6 boxes, right? So when we think about who has more, we know Addie has more and we drew those boxes. Once we've drawn it, we're going to go to step 3, which is bracket it. A bracket is kind of like a parenthesis, okay? It's going around something. So we had to think about what did the problem tell me, or to figure out where my bracket goes. So your bracket's gonna go where the number is missing. Okay, so your bracket could go at the top, might go at the bottom, and might go on the side. Okay, the problem gave me the total, so I know that all of the beads or all of their boxes have to go within the bracket. Okay, so here I see that Addie has 6 times as many as Hayden. I don't know how many beads they have yet individually, but I do know that they have 35 together. So I know that whatever's in these boxes, if you add them all up, you're gonna get 35. So that's why I'm gonna bracket all those boxes together and put 35 on the outside, because when I add them all up together, they have 35 beads, okay? After I've done that, I'm going to my step 4, which is to find it. You have to think about what number is going to go in these boxes. This is where you're going to see another multiplicative comparison or your multiplication sentence. So I'm going to write my sentence. I'm going to count all of my boxes, okay? So I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus Hayden's is 7. So here I have 7 boxes. I don't know if you can see this very well. You can go in your math notebook and look at this anchor chart as well, but I wrote 7 and then underneath it I have boxes, okay? Times how many in each box, okay? I put a blank there because I didn't know at first, equals 35 total. So I started off with, I knew I had 7 boxes, I knew where there were 35 total beads, and I was trying to figure out my missing number. Well, to figure out that missing number, I know in my head, 7 times what number equals 35? Well, I know it's 5. So I double checked that and I said, okay, that means 5 has to go in each box to equal 35. So let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. If I put 5 beads in each box, that's going to give me a total of 35 beads, okay? And that's correct because I know they have 35 together. So The problem gave me the total, okay? I counted my boxes to find my first number, and my missing number I figured out through multiplication, okay? So I know it takes 7 boxes with 5 beads in each box to get to a total of 35. And then my last step is you answer the question. This one's really important because sometimes we just stop right here and we leave our answer, but that's not what the question asked us. So the question asks, we got to figure out what we're supposed to find. The problem asks how many beads Addie has. So we've got to figure out how many Addie has. Well, if we draw our boxes again, I'm going to count out how many beads Addie has. I see 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Another way to look at this would be 6 boxes with 5 in each box to get me a total of 30 beads. So I know that Addie has 30 beads and Hayden has 5 beads. So Addie has 6 times as many beads as Hayden, okay? Or I can say 6 times 5 equals 30 because Addie has 30 beads. All right, I hope this helped and this made sense. We're going to continue working on multiplicative comparisons this week, but it is just a way to compare at least 2 numbers through multiplication. Also, remember my hint from class today that anytime you see the word is in a sentence, it means, in a math sentence, it means equals. And when you see the phrase times as many or times as much as, that's always going to mean to multiply. So hopefully that will help you guys out as you're working through these multiplicative comparisons. You did awesome today, and I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Bye.